Welcome back, friends, as we continue our journey through the Scriptures. In our previous series, we explored the rich and foundational truths found in the book of Genesis. Now, we turn our attention to the book of Exodus, a pivotal narrative that chronicles the next chapter in God's unfolding plan of redemption. The book of Exodus opens with the Israelites living as sojourners in the land of Egypt, having been welcomed there generations earlier by Joseph, one of the key figures from the book of Genesis. However, the passage of time has brought about a dramatic shift in the Israelites' circumstances. What was once a place of refuge has now become a land of oppression, as a new Pharaoh rises to power who did not know Joseph. As we dive into Exodus chapter 1, we find the Israelites facing a dire and seemingly hopeless situation. Forced into brutal slavery and subjected to a horrific edict to murder their newborn sons, the people of God find themselves in the midst of a full-scale crisis. Yet, even in the darkest of times, the sovereign hand of the Almighty can be seen at work, setting the stage for a remarkable deliverance. In this chapter, we will witness the subtle yet powerful ways God begins to position His chosen people for the momentous exodus that is to come. We'll explore the courageous acts of the midwives Shiphrah and Puah, who defy Pharaoh's cruel commands, as well as the miraculous preservation of the infant Moses, who will ultimately be called to lead His people out of bondage. As we dive into Exodus 1 together, may our hearts and minds be open to the timeless truths that echo through this pivotal narrative. Let us be encouraged by the unwavering faithfulness of our God, who is ever present, even in the face of the most daunting circumstances. And may we be inspired to trust in His sovereign plan, knowing that He is working all things together for the good of those who love Him. So, join me now as we embark on this next chapter of our biblical journey, eager to uncover the rich theological and practical insights that await us in the opening pages of the book of Exodus. Now these are the names of the children of Israel, which came into Egypt. Every man in his household came with Jacob. 2 Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah, 3 Issachar, Zebulun, and Benjamin, 4 Dan, and Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. 5 And all the souls that came out of the loins of Jacob were 70 souls, for Joseph was in Egypt already. 6 And Joseph died, and all his brethren, and all that generation. 7 And the children of Israel were fruitful, and increased abundantly, and multiplied, and waxed exceeding mighty, and the land was filled with them. 8 Now there rose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. 9 And he said unto his people, Behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. 10 Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply. And it come to pass, that, when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies, and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land. 11 Therefore they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens. And they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Ramses. 12 But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew. And they were grieved because of the children of Israel. 13 And the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor. 14 And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage, in mortar, and in brick, and in all manner of service in the field. All their service, wherein they made them serve, was with rigor. 15 And the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives, of which the name of the one was Shiphrah, and the name of the other Puah. 16 And he said, When ye do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew women, and see them upon the stools, if it be a son, then ye shall kill him, but if it be a daughter, then she shall live. 17 But the midwives feared God, and did not as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the men children alive. 18 And the king of Egypt called for the midwives, and said unto them, Why have ye done this thing, and have saved the men children alive? 19 And the midwives said unto Pharaoh, Because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women, for they are lively, and are delivered ere the midwives come in unto them. 20 Therefore God dealt well with the midwives, and the people multiplied, and waxed very mighty. 21 And it came to pass, because the midwives feared God, that He made them houses. 22 And Pharaoh charged all his people, saying, Every son that is born ye shall cast into the river, and every daughter ye shall save alive. As we bring our study of Exodus chapter 1 to a close, let the profound lessons and insights we've uncovered continue to resonate in our hearts and minds. We've witnessed the heartbreaking reality of the Israelites' oppression under the cruel rule of the new Pharaoh. This sobering account serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of human existence and the ever-present threat of sin and evil in our fallen world. Yet, even in the midst of such darkness, we've seen the glimmer of hope that emerges through the courageous actions of the midwives, Shiphrah and Puah, who chose to obey God rather than the unjust commands of Pharaoh. In the miraculous preservation of the infant Moses, we've caught a glimpse of God's sovereign hand at work, orchestrating the events that will ultimately lead to the deliverance of His people. This reassures us that even when the circumstances appear most bleak, our Almighty God is never caught off guard. He is always at work, moving behind the scenes, preparing the way for the unfolding of His perfect plan. As we reflect on the powerful truths found in this chapter, may we be encouraged to boldly stand firm in our faith, even when faced with adversity and oppression. Let the examples of Shiphrah, Puah, and the parents of Moses inspire us to prioritize our obedience to God above all else, trusting that He will vindicate and protect us. Moreover, may we be attentive to the ways God is positioning us, even now, for the great work He has in store. Just as He was orchestrating the events that would lead to the Exodus, our sovereign Lord is actively shaping the circumstances of our lives to fulfill His divine purposes. So as we close this chapter of our exploration, let us carry the lessons of Exodus 1 with us, equipping us to face the challenges and uncertainties that lie ahead. May we cling to the unwavering truth that our God is in control, and that His plans and purposes will ultimately prevail. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the book of Exodus. I look forward to continuing our study together, as we uncover the breathtaking unfolding of God's redemptive plan in the chapters to come. May the Lord bless you and keep you as you seek to walk faithfully in His ways.